Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Valsa Williams and with me is Vaibhav Srivastav with the evening news. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says supplies of COVID vaccines to several countries will commence tomorrow. First meeting of Committee on Farm Laws appointed by Supreme Court held in New Delhi. Budget session of Parliament to begin on 29th of this month. Government asks WhatsApp to withdraw recent changes in privacy policy, saying unilateral changes are unfair and unacceptable. Year-long celebrations to commemorate 125th birth anniversary year of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose to commence on 23rd January. And in cricket, India register historic win over Australia in Brisbane Test to seal four-match series 2-1, retain Border Gavaskar Trophy. As the nation fights the COVID-19 pandemic, we begin with a message of precaution to stay safe and protected by following these three simple steps. Wear a face mask, maintain 2 gaz ki duri for social distancing, focus on hand and face hygiene. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said the supplies of COVID vaccines to several countries will commence from tomorrow and more will follow in the days ahead. In a tweet, Mr. Modi said India is deeply honoured to be a long-trusted partner in meeting the healthcare needs of the global community. In a statement, Ministry of External Affairs said the Government of India has received several requests for the supply of Indian manufactured vaccines from neighbouring and key partner countries. In response to these requests, and in keeping with India's stated commitment to use India's vaccine production and delivery capacity to help all of humanity fight the COVID pandemic, supplies under grant assistance to Bhutan, Maldives, Bangladesh, Nepal, Myanmar and Seychelles will begin from tomorrow. The ministry said in respect of Sri Lanka, Afghanistan and Mauritius, India is awaiting their confirmation of necessary regulatory clearances. The ministry said the immunization program is being implemented in India as in other countries in a phased manner to cover the healthcare providers, frontline workers and the most vulnerable. Keeping in view the domestic requirements of the phased rollout, India will continue to supply COVID-19 vaccines to partner countries over the coming weeks and months in a phased manner. It will be ensured that domestic manufacturers will have adequate stocks to meet domestic requirements while supplying abroad. The ministry said India had earlier supplied hydroxychloroquine, remdesivir and paracetamol tablets, as well as diagnostic kits, ventilators, masks, gloves and other medical supplies to a large number of countries during the COVID-19 pandemic. Taking ahead its neighbourhood first policy, India will be sharing the COVID-19 vaccine with its neighbouring countries, while the vaccination programme against COVID-19 has already been started in India a few days back. It will be providing the vaccine to Bangladesh as a gift. Our Dhaka correspondent has filed this report.
India will provide 2 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines as gift to Bangladesh. The vaccine is expected to arrive in Bangladesh on Thursday. The officials of the Health Ministry of Bangladesh are making preparations for receiving the vaccines from India. This will be in addition to 30 million doses of the vaccine, for which a tripartite agreement has been done between Beximco Pharmaceuticals Limited, Serum Institute of India and the Government of Bangladesh. Health Minister of Bangladesh, Zahid Malik, told the media in Dhaka today that the vaccination program will begin with the doses gifted by India. He said that 2 lakh people will be vaccinated on a daily basis. The Health Ministry has made elaborate arrangements for the vaccination program. The vaccination program will be conducted in hospitals and diagnostic centers. The government has said that it will bear the cost of treatment in case any adverse effect of the vaccine is reported. Rajesh Jha for AIR News, Dhaka.
India continues to leap ahead in its fight against COVID-19 with over 1,228,000 cumulative recoveries so far. With this, the national recovery rate has further improved to stand at 96.66%. The rate of new daily infection has further slipped to 10,064 cases being reported in the past 24 hours. This is the lowest single-day spike since the second week of June. During the same interval, over 17,400 people have successfully recovered from the viral contagion. The gap between the recovered patients and the active cases in the country has further widened, and the number of recovered patients stands at nearly 50 times the number of current active cases. The active caseload in the country comprises of merely around 2 lakh people and continues to witness further reduction to stand at 1.90%. Out of these, nearly 60% are under home isolation and have mild to very mild symptoms. The government has said that more than 6,31,000 beneficiaries have been vaccinated for COVID-19 till date across the country. Briefing reporters in New Delhi, Health Secretary Rajesh Bhushan said only 0.18% adverse events happened and 0.002% of the people were hospitalized following immunization. He said these are fairly low and the lowest so far in the world in the first 3 days. The Health Secretary said India vaccinated more than 207,000 people, the highest number of persons in the world on the first day of vaccination. Mr. Bhushan said Tamil Nadu, Puducherry and Punjab have less than 40% vaccination coverage.
Let me also share with you states which need to improve. Tamil Nadu, 34.9%. Puducherry, 34.6%. Punjab, 27.9%. So we are in constant dialogue with all these states on a daily basis. Different teams are reacting with their counterpart teams in the state. The IT team in the Union Health Ministry reacts with the counterpart IT teams of the states. The public health team and the immunization team in the Union Health Ministry interacts with their counterpart teams in the states and UTs, tries to solve their problems, tries to encourage them, tries to tell them what are the steps to do to address the issue of vaccine hesitancy.
The first meeting of the committee appointed by the Supreme Court to deliberate with concerned stakeholders on the recently notified 3 farm laws was held today. Former chairman of the Commission for Agricultural Costs and Prices, Dr. Ashok Gulati, president of Shetkari Sanghatan Anil Ghanwat, and former director for South Asia International Food Policy Research Institute, Dr. Pramod Joshi, participated in the meeting and discussed the roadmap of activities for the committee for 2 months to prepare their recommendations after discussion with farmers, farmers' bodies, farmers' unions and other stakeholders. Addressing the media, Mr. Ghanwat said, as per the direction of the Supreme Court, the committee will hold discussion with farmers and farmers' bodies in the country who are both pro and against the farm laws. The committee will also hold discussions with state governments, state marketing boards and other stakeholders such as farmer-producer organizations and cooperatives. The committee will soon send invitations to the farmer unions and associations to discuss their views on farm laws. Even individual farmer can submit his or her views on the portal to be notified soon. The committee is keen to understand the opinion of all concerned on the subject so that it can give suggestions which will definitely be in the interest of the farmers of India. The 10th round of talks between the central government and the representatives of farmer unions, which was earlier scheduled for today, will now be held tomorrow in New Delhi. In a statement issued late last evening, the Agriculture Ministry confirmed the new schedule and reiterated the centre's commitment to resolve issues of the farmers. Earlier, Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar had said on Sunday that farmers can tell the government what they want other than the withdrawal of the farm laws. Talking to a news agency, the minister urged the protesting farmers to hold a clause-by-clause discussion on the agricultural reform in the next round of meeting.
हमने लगातार किसान यूनियन के साथ आग्रह किया है कि वे कानून के क्लॉज पर चर्चा करें और जहां किसान को आपत्ति है या किसान को तकलीफ दिखाई देती है वो बताएं तो सरकार उस पर विचार करने के लिए भी और संशोधन करने के लिए भी तैयार है। हमारी अपेक्षा है कि किसान क्लॉज बाय क्लॉज चर्चा करें, वो रिपील के अलावा क्या विकल्प चाहते हैं वो विकल्प सरकार के सामने प्रस्तुत करें तो सरकार जरूर पूरी गंभीरता के साथ उनकी समस्या पर, उनकी आपत्ति पर विचार करने को खुले मन से तैयार है।
Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu has called for measures to prevent agro-brain drain and attract educated youth to take up farming as a profession. He opines that the future of Indian agriculture lies in the hands of technology-driven farming practices powered by well-informed and modern-minded farmers. Inaugurating the National Dialogue on Indian Agriculture towards 2030 through video conference, Mr. Naidu said, Agriculture is the pillar of India's ecology, culture and civilization. He also called for changing focus from food security to nutrition security. The Vice President stressed on the need to reduce agri-input costs and called for promoting organic farming in a big way. The budget session of the Parliament will begin on the 29th of this month. Briefing reporters in New Delhi today, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla said the first part of the session will conclude on the 15th of February, which will have 12 sittings.
ये सत्र 2 चरण में चलेगा। पहले चरण के अंदर 12 बैठकें होगी और दूसरा चरण 8 मार्च से 8 अप्रैल जिसमें सदन की 21 बैठकें होगी। सदन के अंदर भी कोविड गाइडलाइन के अनुसार हमने बैठने की व्यवस्था की गई है। राज्यसभा का सदन 9 बजे से 2 बजे तक चलेगा। लोकसभा 4 बजे से 9 बजे तक चलेगी। प्रश्नकाल, शून्यकाल, जो सामान्य रूप से सदन की जितनी भी कार्रवाई हैं वो संपूर्ण कार्रवाई इस बार सत्र में चलेगी।
The budget session will commence with President Ramnath Kovind's address to the joint sitting of both the houses. The Union budget will be presented on the 1st of February. Union Minister Kiren Rijiju has been assigned the additional charge of Ministry of Ayush. In a press communique, President's Secretariat said during the hospitalization and treatment of Ayush Minister Shripad Nayak following a road accident, his portfolio related to the Ministry of Ayush has been temporarily assigned to Mr. Rijiju in addition to his existing portfolios. The President has directed that this arrangement may continue till Mr. Nayak resumes his work related to the Ministry of Ayush.
The government has asked social media platform WhatsApp to withdraw the recent changes in its privacy policy, saying the unilateral changes are unfair and unacceptable. The Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has written a strongly worded letter to WhatsApp CEO Will Cathcart, saying the proposed changes to the WhatsApp terms of service and privacy policy, without giving users an option to opt out, raise grave concerns regarding the implications for the choice and autonomy of Indian citizens. It said India is home to the largest user base of WhatsApp globally and is one of the biggest markets for its services. The IT Ministry has asked WhatsApp to withdraw the proposed changes and reconsider its approach to information privacy, freedom of choice and data security. It said with over 400 million users in India, the changes will have a disproportionate impact on the country's citizens. The ministry has asked WhatsApp to provide details of the services provided by it in India, categories of data collected, and permissions and consents sought.
You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says supplies of COVID vaccines to several countries will commence tomorrow. First meeting of Committee on Farm Laws appointed by the Supreme Court held in New Delhi. Budget session of Parliament to begin on the 29th of this month. Government asks WhatsApp to withdraw recent changes in privacy policy, saying unilateral changes are unfair and unacceptable. Year-long celebrations to commemorate the 125th birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose to commence on the 23rd of January. And in cricket, India register historic win over Australia in the Brisbane Test to seal the format series 2-1, retain the Border Gavaskar Trophy. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
चलो मिलकर एक शुरुआत करें, चलो एक फैसला आज करें, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे, चलो एक इरादा करते हैं, चलो कुछ वादा करते हैं, मास्क नहीं तो टोकेंगे, कोरोना को रोकेंगे।
All India Radio presents World News. News and views from across the globe. What happened and what is up next? The newsmakers and the highlights of the day. From 10:30 to 11 p.m. every night on 100.1 FM, All India Radio.
Welcome back to the evening news. The year-long celebrations to commemorate the 125th birth anniversary year of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose will commence on the 23rd of January this year. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will preside over the inaugural event of the celebrations being held at Kolkata. Briefing reporters in New Delhi, Culture Minister Prahlad Singh Patel said the government has decided to celebrate the birthday of Netaji as Parakram Divas on the 23rd of January every year.
23 तारीख को प्रमुख तौर पर 3 स्थानों पर कार्यक्रम है। एक कलकत्ता में है, जहां पर स्वयं प्रधानमंत्री जी एक प्रदर्शनी का उद्घाटन करेंगे, जो कल से कलकत्ता के नेशनल लाइब्रेरी ग्राउंड में प्रारंभ हो गई है। 400 मीटर के कैनवास पर 200 कलाकार उनने अपनी पेंटिंग शुरू कर दी है, जो 23 तारीख तक चलेगी। ये पूरी तरह से सुभाष जी की जीवनी पर आधारित होगी। दूसरा कार्यक्रम कटक में है, जन्म स्थान पर है, जहां स्वयं पेट्रोलियम मंत्री आदरणीय धर्मेंद्र प्रधान जी उस कार्यक्रम में शामिल होंगे। तीसरा कार्यक्रम हरिपुरा में है, जहां पर मंत्रालय ने एक प्रदर्शनी लगाई है। पहली बार जब कांग्रेस के अध्यक्ष नामित हुए थे नेताजी, वो स्थान हरिपुरा था, इसलिए सांकेतिक रूप से उस स्थान को हमने चुना है।
Mr. Patel said the birth anniversary year of Netaji will be celebrated in a befitting manner at the national and international level. He informed that a high-level committee headed by Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been constituted for deciding the programs and to supervise and guide the commemoration throughout the year. The minister further informed that the Ministry of Culture has proposed a number of activities and projects for this year-long commemoration. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will release financial assistance of around 2,691 crore rupees to 6,10,000 beneficiaries in Uttar Pradesh under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin PMAYG tomorrow through video conferencing. Rural Development Minister Narendra Singh Tomar and Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh Yogi Adityanath will also be present on the occasion. The assistance will include release of first installment to 5,30,000 beneficiaries and second installment to 80,000 beneficiaries who have already availed the first installment of assistance under the scheme. The Prime Minister gave the clarion call for Housing for All by 2022, for which a flagship program of PMAYG was launched on the 20th of November 2016. So far, 1,26 lakh houses have already been built across the country under the scheme. Under PMAYG, each beneficiary is given 100% grant of 1,20,000 rupees in plain areas and 1,30,000 rupees in hilly states, northeastern states, difficult areas, union territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, and left-wing extremism affected districts.
The BJP today launched a scathing attack on Congress leader Rahul Gandhi for his allegation that India is now owned by 4 to 5 people. The BJP said there is no family rule in the country and 125 crore people rule the country now. Briefing media in New Delhi, senior party leader and Union Minister Prakash Zavadekar said when the Congress ruled the country for 50 years, it was a family rule. He alleged that Congress does not want the talks between the government and farmer unions to be successful. He also said that Congress kept the farmers poor and the opposition parties trying to disrupt the talks.
कांग्रेस नहीं चाहती कि किसान के समस्या का समाधान हो, सरकार और किसान की वार्ता सफल हो, और इसलिए वो विरोध अवरोध ये नीति अपनाते हैं। मैं सीधे राहुल गांधी आपको सवाल पूछ रहा हूं, आज देश का किसान अगर गरीब रहा तो किनके नीति के चलते गरीब रहा? 50 साल कांग्रेस ने जो विनाशकारी अर्थनीति चलाई, उसके कारण किसान गरीब हुआ, उसके उपज का कभी मूल्य नहीं दिया।
Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister Dharmendra Pradhan today inaugurated the LNG truck loading unit of Shell India at Hazira, Gujarat. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Pradhan said that the unit will boost availability of natural gas in off-grid areas where there are no gas pipelines. It will also promote the use of LNG in the long-haul trucking. Complementing the team of Shell India on this significant initiative taken today, Mr. Pradhan said that increasing competition in the LNG sector will help in emergence of new markets, creating new employment opportunities, ensure cleaner flows for industries and facilitate environment conservation. He said this is another big step towards a cleaner and greener future for India.
Education Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank has said that National Education Policy 2020 will equip India to hold a position in the global knowledge system while maintaining and developing its traditional knowledge system. Mr. Pokhriyal said this while addressing a dialogue on the new Education Policy 2020, which was organized by the Nehru Centre, London, with National Book Trust India yesterday. He said, under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the NEP 2020 has been implemented with a futuristic mindset, thereby turning the challenges into opportunities. The minister said through the policy, India is hoping to transform education and putting a significant thrust on learning about how to think critically and solve problems. In Gujarat, Chief Minister Vijay Rupani today announced the Horticulture Development Mission, Bagayat Vikas Mission. Addressing the press conference in Gandhinagar this evening, Mr. Rupani said that the aim of this mission is to double the income of farmers involved in medicinal and horticulture farming. He said under this mission, the wasteland of the government will be given on 30-year lease for farming of horticulture and medicinal crops. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar today hosted a lunch discussion with High Commissioners and Ambassadors of Mozambique, Zambia, Malawi, Rwanda, Botswana, Burundi, Zimbabwe and Ethiopia. In a tweet, Dr. Jaishankar said the conversation covered COVID recovery, vaccines, air travel and digital experiences. The minister said he also spoke about India's current priorities and challenges and assured them of India's interest in an early India-Africa Forum summit.
The government today rejected a claim made on social media that passing marks for 10th and 12th board examinations 2021 has been reduced from 33 to 23. The Press Information Bureau described the claim as fake. It clarified that Union Education Ministry has not made any such announcement. It is an opportunity for the film enthusiasts and amateur filmmakers to learn a lot from filmmakers at the International Film Festival of India, IFFI, that is on at Panaji, Goa. Various sessions today threw light upon different aspects of the films. More from our Panaji correspondent.
Chandrasekhar Pusalkar, grandson of the father of Indian cinema, Dadasaheb Phalke, said that Dadasaheb Phalke was the visionary who propagated Make in India and brought Atmanirbharta to the Indian cinema sector. In his films, Dadasaheb always used local artists and propagated the inclusion of indigenous locations and technical support, he added. Pusalkar was speaking on the sidelines of IFFI in Panaji, which pays homage to Dadasaheb on the occasion of his 150th birth anniversary. With Tushar Jadhav, Mukesh Thadi for AIR News from Panaji, Goa.
Assam Chief Minister Sarbanand Sonowal today distributed financial aid to surrendered members of militant organization National Democratic Front of Bodoland NDFB in Guwahati. Out of 1,615 members of all four NDFB surrendered factions, 1,279 were provided 4 lakh rupees of fixed term deposit certificates each. Addressing the event, Chief Minister Sonowal urged the former militants to make a fresh start in life and assured that the centre and Assam government, as well as Bodoland Territorial Council administration and the people, would always extend their support in this endeavour. The Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change has said that inspection teams constituted to abate dust and related air pollution have levied environment compensation charges of nearly 76 lakh rupees on non-compliant entities. The ministry said the Commission of Air Quality Management for Delhi NCR and adjacent areas had directed the Central and State Pollution Control Boards of Haryana, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh and the Delhi Pollution Control Committee to launch inspection drives in the premises related to construction and demolition activities in the NCR.
Ladakh is a very unique and tough place for long-distance races. Marathon is becoming a very famous sport in Ladakh since the last decade and becoming more popular after granting of UT status to Ladakh. More from our Leh correspondent.
Jigme Dolma from Igu village represented India in the Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujib Dhaka Marathon held in Bangladesh on 10th of January this year, and despite all the challenges and temperature variations from -15 degrees Celsius to +25 degrees Celsius, she managed to finish at 4th position. Highlighting her journey from school level to international level of competition, marathon runner Jigme Dolma appealed to the youngsters of the country to practice tirelessly and to be passionate to achieve their goals.
मैंने स्कूल के टूर्नामेंट से भाग लेना स्टार्ट किया। धीरे धीरे मैंने लद्दाख मैराथन पार्टिसिपेट किया। इसके बाद मैं नेशनल लेवल में पार्टिसिपेट किया और इंटरनेशनल मैराथन में पार्टिसिपेट किया। घर से दूर जाना, इंडिया के बाहर जाना, ये सब मेरे लिए चैलेंज था।
Jigme Dolma also represented India at 13 South Asian Games in 2019. This is Chetan Tashi from AIR News, Leh Ladakh.
In cricket, India today scripted history by defeating Australia by 3 wickets in the fourth and final test at the Gabba in Brisbane and retained the Border Gavaskar Trophy. India successfully chased the 328-run target to seal the 4-match series 2-1.
It's full, it's down the ground, it'll be at least one. Saini, he's got an injury with the groin. It goes as far as the fence. India, incredible. Rishabh Pant.
This was the first defeat for Australia at their fortress Gabba in 32 years as Rishabh Pant's brilliant unbeaten 89, Shubman Gill's 91 and Cheteshwar Pujara's 56-run knock in the second innings guided India to the memorable Test series win. Man of the match, Rishabh Pant said in the post-match presentation that this is one of the biggest moments of his life.
I think this is one of the biggest thing in life right now, and I'm happy that all the support staff from the team and all the fans over here supported me a lot, even though I was not playing in the starting matches. But it's been a dream series, I can say that after not playing the first test match, I've been practicing hard and everything pays off because we won the series.
Earlier, the visitors resumed their second innings play this morning with all wickets intact, chasing 328 runs for victory. India had scored 4 for no loss after bowling Australia out for 294 after tea on day 4 yesterday. President, Prime Minister, Defence Minister and Information and Broadcasting Minister has congratulated the Indian cricket team for winning the Test series against Australia. In a tweet, President Ramnath Kovind said a historic cricketing triumph was scripted in Australia. He said the team showed exceptional skills and resilience. The President said the nation is proud of their achievement. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has expressed joy at the success of the Indian cricket team in Australia. In a tweet, Mr. Modi congratulated the team and said their remarkable energy and passion, stellar intent and remarkable grit and determination was visible throughout.
In southwest China, 4 miners are missing after an accident happened today due to excess levels of carbon monoxide in a coal mine in Beiji of Huizhou province. The state television reported the accident took place in Rufeng coal mine in Dafang County today. A total of 47 miners were working when the accident happened, and 43 of them have been evacuated safely. Now let us take a look at the weather forecast for tomorrow. Srinagar will have fog in the morning and partly cloudy skies later. Temperature will hover between -7 and 10 degrees Celsius. Jammu will have fog in the morning, mainly a clear skies later. The minimum temperature will be around 9 degrees Celsius, while maximum will be around 22 degrees. Leh will have partly cloudy skies. The minimum temperature will be around -12 degrees Celsius, while the maximum will be around 1 degree. Gilgit will have partly cloudy skies. The temperature will hover between -6 and 12 degrees Celsius. In Muzaffarabad, skies will be mainly clear. The temperature will hover between 3 and 19 degrees Celsius. The national capital is likely to have moderate fog. The city temperature will hover between 9 and 19 degrees Celsius. Mumbai will have a clear sky. The minimum temperature will be around 19 degrees Celsius, while the maximum is expected to be around 31 degrees.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says supplies of COVID vaccines to several countries will commence tomorrow. First meeting of Committee on Farm Laws appointed by Supreme Court held in New Delhi. Budget session of Parliament to begin on 29th of this month. Government asks WhatsApp to withdraw recent changes in privacy policy, saying unilateral changes are unfair and unacceptable. Year-long celebrations to commemorate 125th birth anniversary year of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose to commence on 23rd January. And in cricket, India register historic win over Australia in Brisbane Test to seal 4-match series 2-1, retain Border Gavaskar Trophy. And with that we end the evening news. Good night.